turns the table. He starts off masculine and then starts to come across feminine. Hello, my name is Chengi. I am your dating and relationship expert, head coach and trainer at the Black Swan Relationship Academy, where we teach you ladies how to present as a high value, high status, high worth woman that men find completely irresistible. Can I get an amen? Okie dokie. So if you are a feminine woman who loves masculine men, this is the channel for you. And I will be creating videos like this for you moving forward based on some of the conversations that I've been having with you ladies in my inbox, as we all date together and get an idea of what we should be looking for when we are dating as feminine women. So I get a lot of questions of Chengi. I date these guys, they come across really masculine, they pay, they do all of these things, they show up as masculine. The moment I'm in a relationship with them, all of a sudden there is a shift. All of a sudden I am now the masculine. Now they want me to do all of the masculine things, and I'm confused because I've run all my protocols and hey presto. Okay, so let's explore some of the reasons why this would happen. Number one reason is sometimes even us as women, energy can be shifted. Now, those of you who really want to get a deeper understanding and do a deep dive of energy mastery, there is an energy mastery class that will be made available in August where you can get your early bird prices from the link in the description, and it will give you a deeper dive into how energy works and how energy flows. And once you understand that, you will understand this video even better. Okay, so when it comes to getting into a relationship with men who are very smooth talking, so this is something that you really need to pay attention to. You are on a dating app and he's arranging a first date and he says, let's meet halfway. One of the biggest red flags for a feminine guy to pick up on a femme, he is obsessed with equality, with fairness. He is obsessed with the 50-50 principle. Oh my gosh, he would march on the streets of any city, country to declare that 50-50 is the right way, because this man does not understand the difference between equality and equity. He wants equality because at the end of the day, equality often leads to an unfair setup. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that too much, but this is a massive, massive, massive red flag. When a man says, let's meet halfway, listen, a masculine energy man knows what he wants, is prepared to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. This is their natural disposition. This is not something you have to fight them on. It's not something you have to sell them on. If you live in one city and he lives in another, he is not going to be asking you to meet him halfway. He's going to say, okay, I'll come over and take you out on a date. You know, can you recommend any hotels? Or he will just book a hotel. He won't expect you to get beautiful, put on your pretty dress, be on your best and drive to meet him 2 hours. He will come. And I know this might seem extreme to some of us, but I have had clients whose boyfriends are still seeing these men who travel across borders every weekend to visit them. When a masculine man knows what he wants, sees what he wants, it is in his nature to rise up and give it everything he has. So no excuses. You know, some of these men are not even crossing borders. They're not even getting on airplanes. Some of these men are probably even in the same, the same town, but they're just not prepared to come to your side of town. Everything must be in the middle. This is feminine. And I promise you, when I tell my girls, okay, say to him that I would feel more comfortable if you came closer to me, a feminine man, without a shadow of a doubt, is going to do the following. He's going to seek to negotiate. but why would you do that? I mean, we're in a modern world. I really feel like you know, or he'll say, oh, my job finishes a bit late, and if I come all the way to you, I won't be able to make it on time. So if we met halfway, so he's going to be full of excuses. He's going to shame you. Oh, I thought you were a modern woman. Don't you think that it's fair that we meet halfway? What if we don't get on and I've come all the way? This, ladies, is feminine, okay? Once a man suggests halfway and you tell him in a feminine, high value way, thank you so much for inviting me out on a date. I really am excited about meeting you and spending time with you. I just feel more comfortable. I would feel more comfortable if you would meet me on this side. And if he gives you any of the former, this guy's feminine, just say to him, I completely understand. You have every right to want to meet halfway. Unfortunately, I'm looking for a man who's prepared to actually make, you know, to cherish me and make sure that I'm comfortable, and therefore I just feel like we are not compatible. Now, often what happens to my girls in Black Swan Nation, when I give them that script and they give it, some guys will be like, okay, I'll come and meet you, I'll make the effort. For me personally, this is a little bit too late, because he's already shown you who he is. And I feel like sometimes as women, we are so desperate, we really, really like him, that we will do okay. But he's showing you his default. In this time, when you told him the first time and he didn't give you a masculine response, which would be as follows: no problem, I want you to be comfortable. Yeah, I'll come over. What is a good time for you? This is what a masculine man will say. Even if he suggested halfway and you tell him you're not comfortable, because he is cherishing in his nature, he will come over to you. Okay, so at this point, you've given an opportunity to get insight into your feelings about it. And a masculine man will respond by wanting you to be comfortable and cherishing you for your feelings. A feminine guy is going to negotiate with you until you meet him halfway. And God forbid you tell him you're not compatible, he's going to respond with the bitchiest comment that you've ever heard. So this is definitely one of the massive ways that you will know. The second way is he will invite you to coffee, a low investment date. Let's take a walk. Can we meet up at the park and take a walk by the river? Or can we, meet up for a coffee? Now, ladies, you can go for coffee if you want to go for a coffee. Your value and your time, you put a price on that. I personally do not feel cherished, and I do not feel like a man is putting his best foot forward for me if the best he can do is coffee. Because what's a coffee? £3 something, $5, I don't know, like a basic coffee, and expect me to do my hair, do my nails, do my makeup, show up looking great, and then require me to perform and show myself worthy for a higher investment date. This is feminine. Masculine energy men will put their best foot forward first, because they're natural hunters. They select with their eyes. This is the woman I want to impress. This is the woman I've got to have, and I'm going to put my best foot forward. Feminine men don't know that you can actually win over a woman who might be lukewarm about you by making an investment. This is not about becoming a simp and, chasing a woman who's clearly not interested, who's not receptive, who's not answering your messages. This is about investing at a level that makes a woman think, oh my gosh, he must really feel I'm special, and he's made me feel special, and I kind of like him because he's done that. Masculine men understand this. They understand that if they make a high investment for a high value feminine woman, that she will respect him even more. And we know as feminine women that we find men that we respect way more sexually attractive, way more desirable than men that we do not respect. So some of these things are, let's meet up for coffee. Now, what I would say to my girls in Black Swan Nation is, you could say to him, if you don't want to meet up for coffee, if you feel like you're worth more and your time is worth more, you could say to him, thank you so much for inviting me out for coffee. It's so kind of you, and I'm so excited about meeting you. I'd feel more comfortable if we had dinner instead? Now, a masculine man is going to say, sure, no problem. What's your favorite sort of food? And he will just keep that conversation going, because sometimes masculine men get a little bit confused because it's not politically correct, and they don't know if they're coming on too strong, and sometimes they just don't know, so they will go for the safe bet because they feel like, if I ask her for dinner, is that asking too much? Is that coming on too strong? So sometimes they don't know, so they'll offer you coffee, but the moment you say to them, I'd feel more comfortable, it'd be so much better if we actually could spend some time together over a meal, and he would feel like, okay, great, she's interested and I'm going to make that effort. A feminine guy is going to say, but what if we don't like each other and I've spent all this money on you and you don't like me? And I tell that this man is feminine energy. It comes out really quickly. He's going to want to negotiate on your price. He's going to want to negotiate on what makes you feel happy. Masculine man wants you to feel good because he knows if you feel good, you're going to do good. You know what I mean? Next clue is, if you go on a date, this is the value that the feminine woman brings, and this is what she gives back. And now and again, we get him a cute little prezi, and we send him something nice, and nice little text messages that make him feel special. This is how we give back, okay? Not by competing for who pays the tab. The next one is, he is always a victim. Feminine energy men are always the victim, women's victim. Women are like this. Women are always playing men. Even if you hear it at a party and a man is berating, oh, women these days, you can't trust them. This is a feminine energy man. This is a feminine energy man because masculine men don't whine. They don't whine, they don't complain about women. They figure out what they want, they figure out what they need to do, and they get it done. Masculine men are problem solvers. They love to solve a problem. You present them with a problem, they're so busy in their heads creating a solution. This is why sometimes a wife will go to her husband and say, this is what happened, and she just wants him to listen, but he's already in problem solving mode because he's a masculine man. It is natural for them to think, okay, I have a problem, let's fix it. A masculine man doesn't care about women in general. He's only concerned about the woman he wants. And now he's thinking, how am I going to solve this problem? How am I going to get her to notice me? How am I going to get her to like me? Feminine men do nothing but bitch, moan, and complain. They're victims to women. Women are like this and women are like that. And, you know, life hasn't been fed to me. And if I only had a better opportunity. This, ladies, is a surefire sign that you're dealing with a feminine energy guy. And you must pay attention. And a lot of these things are present in the beginning. They're not things that you don't need to date him 1,000 times for any of these to show up. Usually they show up in the texting process. They show up in the dating process. Trust me, they show up. So if you turn around and say, oh, he turned out to be feminine, baby girl, he was feminine from hello. You were not paying attention because you fancied him. The next thing is, he is argumentative and he is bitchy and everything is an argument. Masculine energy men don't like to argue. They like to be respected. They like to share their views. They don't mind a healthy conversation. But at the end of the day, they would rather be respected than argue back and forth with the feminine. They're not interested in any of that. If you don't respect their views and you don't happen to think that they're smart, then he's simply going to lose attraction to you. And you should be dating men that you respect their views and think they're smart, right? So why would you date a guy who you didn't respect his views and think he's smart? Generally, they don't mind you sharing your perspective. They enjoy an intelligent woman's mind and they enjoy your perspective. But by and large, they really don't find pleasure in arguing with a woman. And I had one of my girls in the Black Swan Nation say she's dated this guy, they've been friends, but everything is an argument and everything is up for argument. So he would say something to her like, how would you discipline your kids if you had them? And she'd say, well, I'll talk to them and I'll be very upset. And he's like, but don't you think you should, be this kind of a parent? And whatever answer she was giving him, he was finding a loophole because he was coaxing her into constantly being in a debate. This is not masculine energy, because the masculine wants the feminine to be comfortable, and he wants to create that emotionally, mentally, and spiritually for her. So this is not masculine. Next is he wants you to prove yourself to him. Masculine energy is proving energy. Masculine men are conquering. They want to prove themselves. They want to climb that mountain and get to the top. They want to overcome that obstacle. They're constantly looking to prove themselves worthy of the prize. Feminine men are always trying to persuade themselves into a woman's heart. Always trying to use some tactics without actually delivering. Okay? So it's very natural for a feminine man to want you to prove yourself, to want you to, show him that you are so worthy of him. Fair enough. A high value masculine man has a lot to protect, and it's important to him that he's clear. But a high value masculine man has an understanding of his intuition. He leans in on that, pays attention to the responses he's getting from general questions or specific questions to determine if he is dealing with a high value feminine woman or a woman who is low value. This is the wisdom of the masculine. He doesn't need you to prove yourself left, right, and center. Prove that you like me. Prove that you feel like you're perpetually having to prove to this man. This is not masculine. The feminine man is not concerned with your comfort. He's not interested in whether you're comfortable or not. He's not interested in taking you on a date where you'll be more comfortable. He's not interested in making sure that if you're cold, he sorts that problem. Your comfort is your problem. So you could be cold all day. He's never going to take his jacket off and give it to you. He's going to say, oh, you women, you always dress funny. Didn't you realize that it was going to be cold outside? Why did you come with a one-shouldered dress? When you know it's cold, you should have put a jumper on. I really don't understand you women, right? Or he'll berate you or whatever. And even if he takes his jacket off, he's almost like resentful that he's had to deal with the problem, because he doesn't understand that it is the masculine responsibility to ensure that the feminine is comfortable. Next one is your safety is not his problem. He does not care if you have to drive 4 hours to him. He doesn't care if it's safe. He doesn't care what time of day it is. He doesn't care if you feel safe. Everything is about his safety, his comfort, and this is how it is. He doesn't care if you got home safely. He will, invite you out to dinner and not send you a text to say, hey, did you get home safely? He won't even say to you, let me know when you get home safely. He won't check up on you the next day. That's your business. Safety is your business. This man has a hard time opening doors for a woman, not understanding that gentlemanliness and chivalry is really a protocol to provide safety and security for a woman. It's not really about trying to be fancy. It's really about, if I let her into the car first, whatever danger was going to be coming, I as a man will be able to handle it. So let me secure the lady, open the door for her, make sure she's seated comfortably, hand her the seat belt so that she can be safe. Once I've secured her safety, I can then go and do whatever else I need to do. These are masculine principles. But the man who is feminine doesn't see why you can't open your own door. The reason why men open the door is to make sure she's safely in, because he can deal with the danger as it comes out. This is something that feminine men do not care about. Your safety is your business, because he's all about being treated equally, right? He's all about getting his need met. Forget yours. So you will find that if you're stuck in the middle of somewhere, the masculine man is going to want to know where you are, if he can come and pick you up, what he can arrange, what's going on. He's going to be on it because he's going to want to make sure that his feminine is safe. Whether you've just gone on one date with him or you've been dating him for a long time, your safety is his number one mission and protocol. The feminine man will tell you, have you called AA? Have you called the roadside people? Why don't you try getting an Uber? I've got work tomorrow. I've got things going on. Let me know when it's all sorted. Your safety is your problem when you're dealing with a feminine man. Now, That's not to say a masculine man who's halfway across the world, you know, is going to necessarily charter a plane and come and rescue you necessarily. If you call him and say, oh, I'm a bit stranded, but I'm in a hotel and I'm safe, he's going to be worried about you, but he's not necessarily going to get on his white steed and travel halfway across the world for you. So we have to be reasonable, but by and large, you will feel that he is really bothered that you are not safe, that you are not happy, okay? The next, final but not least, is feminine men are very, very, very ambiguous. They have no plan, they have no purpose, they have no mission, they have nothing going on in their lives except just finding somebody who is going to provide, protect, and cherish. They are like that gold digger young girl who's using her looks to get a rich old guy to marry her. That's very similar. She has no goals for her life, no desires, no ambition, nothing. She just wants to find somebody who's going to pay her way. This is very similar to the feminine energy guy. He doesn't have a sense of trajectory. He doesn't have a destination. He's not really going anywhere. What he is doing is looking pretty. He wears the most expensive suits that are cut to precision. He has a fancy apartment. He has an expensive car, all of which are on credit. He actually has no money, but he's so concerned with how things look so that he can lure a woman to supporting his lifestyle. Ladies, I cannot tell you how often this happens. It's ridiculous, right? And so many of us, you know, we like that. We think, oh, he's great, but he has no purpose. He cares about nothing. He's not building anything. He's not saving for anything. This is why he is perpetually ambiguous. He's nothing to discuss with you. A high value masculine man has a purpose. He has a mission. There's things he wants to do with his life. Even if it's to become a billionaire, he has a purpose and a mission. And he's very mission orientated. He wants to leave a legacy. He has legacy in mind. This is a high value masculine man, and he will discuss these things with you. And you will get a sense that he is actually taking his life somewhere. Whether he wants to take you on that boat or you can find your own way, that's his business. But he's actually taking you somewhere. He's taking this relationship somewhere. His life is on a trajectory. You're not going to get that from a feminine man. And these are the 10 things that you can easily pick out from hello, from your first text messaging. And if you want to know how you can really siphon these things out and get even greater insight, then of course you can get my 50 questions that every high value woman needs answered. These questions are going to help you delve deep into a man's psychology and really know what questions to ask him so that you get insight into getting these answers out and really picking out that he is in fact a feminine man who is pretending or showing up as a masculine man only to deceive you into a relationship where he will turn the tables. I really hope this video was helpful. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Do not forget to get yourself a copy, to get yourself a seat in the Energy Mastery class. And when it is released, you'll be the first to know, and you'll be getting it obviously for a very highly discounted rate if you get it now. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. But in the meantime, take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye now.